going back to your research, you've done some stuff with Lee Jussum, and I know people like you and him, like the pirates of research, if you will.
Yeah.
You've got basically all of academia completely set against what you're trying to do.
Yes.
And you're kind of this like Han Solo rogue rebel, researcher. How does that feel to be like set in such an antagonistic position against like the vast majority of the other researchers?
What's interesting, this department I'm in now is also very piratey and very, going against the grain and doing education reform. So no, it's made it difficult to be employed because I wrote a whole dissertation, saying that DEI is being abused by administration. And nobody wants to hear that. But basically that whole dissertation was, if you don't stop poking that dog with a stick, that dog is going to bite you. And now the dog is mauling them. And it's like, yeah, that's exactly what was going to happen. Like, you can't just treat people like that. And so at some point, it's going to affect their bottom lines, and they're going to have to shift and be like, okay, you know what? We did take this too far. This was not good for students. This was not good for faculty. This culture of fear we've all been living in is not healthy. It's not good. Nobody likes it. And yeah, it's like a small percentage of the administration or the professor gets to, wield all this power and accuse people of all these sins of microaggressions. But what they've done in the meantime is they've destroyed the legitimacy of the institution. They're going to cause dollars to come down. They're going to bring in the wrath of legislatures. So at some point, it's like, what we've been fighting for, we're hoping people will realize, like, yeah, truth matters, objectivity matters, methods matter. You can't just start off with your conclusion and then work your way back towards it. Like, good science and good research matter.
You talked about poking the dog and now the dog's biting you. Explain that. What does this backlash look like?
So in Arkansas, the legislatures come in and they're gonna be like, we are not going to give you any money unless like you mold your university towards jobs that our state needs. Our state needs engineers. Our state needs cops, nurses, right? These like high skill positions, and that's what you should be doing. And if you spend any money on this DEI stuff or this woke stuff, we're gonna cancel your funding. And they're coming in heavy and hard, and they're doing this, I think, in 42 states. You have like this massive backlash, right? Florida's taking the lead in this under Christopher Rufo, basically trying to rein in all this sort of stuff. And so basically they're threatening to withhold funding and everything else.
I find that kind of interesting because I imagine it wouldn't have a huge effect on STEM or economics, say, but there is a huge portion of the social sciences and humanities that are just going to get racked by that kind of decree. I don't even know what the numbers are. Hundreds of thousands maybe of academics that could potentially be out of work who their specialization is essentially calling you a racist. Like, what do you do with that entire class of people that's being threatened?
Right. And then where are they going to go? They might start teaching in the K through 12 system, right? Because they might have some experience teaching. Like that's probably where a lot of them are going to flee to. Or local government or NGOs or INGOs or things like that. Right. But Trump's coming in and Trump is saying, like, I want DEI out of the entire bureaucracy, starting with the military. Every single dollar is going to get cut off. Every single person who's involved in this is going to be fired. And I think that'll have a trickle effect down to the states and the local level.
Interesting. Have you seen like some type of preparing the defenses, so to speak, of the DEI types, knowing this is coming?
They're shuffling things around, right? They're rebranding things. They're using different names. But the problem is, like, because they've been on the record so publicly for so long, we kind of know who they are. It's going to be this very interesting shift. And you're also seeing like the spring of other colleges, either reforming colleges to be more liberal and objective based and anti, social justice. And then you're going to see a lot of mini universities sort of pop up there too, right? So Ralston College, University of Austin, places like that. And I'm hoping that a lot of liberals will realize, or who are actual liberals realize the university is better where everybody can speak their mind and debate and open engage each other.